You are live. Tarot Tuesday on Wednesday. So first, I'm going to start with Jamie's comment and question. Not sure if you'll get info on this, but what is wrong with me? Like, what general direction should I actually be looking in? Asking because at a loss with my lungs and health issues. Well, if you happen to see this and tune in, maybe we can nail this down a little bit better. But with what you're saying and asking here, I'm going to refer first to this book, Your Body's Telling You to Love Yourself. Ahem. Lungs. So I don't know if you remember this book. I've used it a long time. It's basically like a little encyclopedia of physical disorders and their mental and emotional cause. Lung disorders. As lungs are managers of air, which is a primary life force, they're directly linked with the desire to live and the quality of life. The lungs carry the life force to every cell in the body. Lung disorders of any kind are an indication that you are feeling depressed. There is an underlying sadness, a feeling of being suffocated by someone or a situation that is keeping you from taking the life force you need. You may have a feeling of discomfort, as though you don't have enough room to maneuver in order to get out of a situation. To me, when that happens to me, it's like claustrophobia. There may be a fear of suffering or death, or of seeing someone else suffer or die. When you harbor thoughts of being better off dead, you lose your desire or your will to live, an essential ingredient to a healthy emotional body. Fear of dying usually reflects a fear of letting something die away, thus keeping out anything new. Change is always a death of sorts. It can be overwhelming to the point that the fear of change steals any enthusiasm necessary for moving on to something else. Mental block. Because the lungs play such a primary role in the physical body, disorders of the lungs are vital and urgent message. The more serious the problem, the more critical the message. Your body is telling you to take a deep breath of life, to fill your lungs and fulfill your life. Begin to experience with reverence and gratitude the wonder and passion that is your life. Realize that only you have the power to smother the fire within you or to allow your surroundings to smother you. Fire needs oxygen, and only you can ignite your private fire. Rather than being melodramatic about what goes on around you, detach enough to see the good side of your life, all the potential and all the possibilities for happiness. You alone can grasp this happiness and bring it to fruition. Establish a more active social life and take the time to practice taking deep and deliberate breaths into your solar plexus each day, preferably outside in the fresh air. Not only will it aid in the oxygenation of all your body cells, clearing your mind and activating the body processes, it will clear you out emotionally too. Now, Jamie, I encourage you to take a minute and go to the service on whatever the Sunday was after Christmas, I think the 28th. And the subject that day was, dun, 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 the breath. Okay, so if when I'm done with this, I'll go find that video and put the link in the comments. Now, Jamie. Divine oneness of being, ascended masters and teachers, all personal guides and overlying angels. Thank you for coming close this time. Jamie comes here today. Seek information, shall light upon our path. Neato. The Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. Ace of Wands. Two of Swords. Five of Pentacles. That's a temporary difficulty in the past. Seven of Pentacles. Fantastic. Three of Pentacles. Doing the work. The Lovers. Eight of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. And the Magician. Okay. Excellent. So you're going to do it. Just a matter of how much work you want to make it. How about that for a title? The Nine of Wands here in the center is like a rest or a break before the big conclusion, which is the 10. Okay. And the 10 of Wands in tarot, remember, it's the guy holding all the wands on his shoulder, carrying a load. And 10 being a completion means let go of the crap you've been carrying. Ace of Wands correlated with, among other things, Archangel Michael. And one of the first meditations I learned way back when was a meditation to still my mind and let Archangel Michael come in and cut away the crap I don't need anymore. You see a theme? So that's what I would do if I were you. I'd say, okay, I recognize that my lack of breath or straining for air is a way of denying myself life force. And you could go on and on and on about why that is. All right. But to me, why go on and on about why that is if I can just have Michael the Archangel or my higher self or something cut it away, like energetic surgery. So let's look at the symbolism of the Ace of Wands. So remember, Ace, like number one, the beginning of something. So I would call this the beginning or initiation of fire. So you're being challenged. You might call it karma. Your karma is you're being challenged to burn away, let go of the stuff that's not necessary. Also look at the element of fire. What that makes me think about, Jamie, is light, heat, and burning. Light as in light of awareness, heat as in expansion and growth, and burning as in transformation. Because once you burn something, you can't unburn it. It's permanently transformed. So that's what I would look at in your situation. Before that, in the past, you got the Five of Pentacles, temporary setback. Well, that's what you described, okay? So that's the past. What's the future? Three of Pentacles, doing the work. This is the work of the soul. Doing the work under the supervision of someone who knows more than you. Someone who has like a blueprint or a plan. Two of Swords below you. What wants to come to the surface is mental focus. A lot of people look at it and say balance. And I'll say, well, yeah, because it's a two, there's an element of balance, but why balance? Or how balance? How do I get balance? Through focus. Look at where you want to go and go there. Quit worrying about what you don't have. Quit worrying about all the other shit that doesn't matter. Look at where you want to go and go there, and nothing else is important. Make that your main priority in the conscious mind. So that was in the subconscious. That's what wants to come to the surface. In the conscious mind is another pentacle, the Seven of Pentacles. Look at that. Like you're reaping the reward. You're picking the produce from the tree that you've tended, that you've taken care of. And that's you. So you will be producing. You will be reaping the reward of the work you've done. But what's in between that, the block, is that Nine of Wands and Ace of Wands, which is, again, quit thinking about it, aka worrying about it, and let's move on. Let's transform. Let's get the job done. The Lovers in the position of you. Well, this is all... Yes, I get it. Okay. So, like, romantic love and all that, nothing to do with this card for you. Look at the symbolism in this card. There's a man holding a woman up. Her face is towards the light. There's water. There's dolphins. No land. Just air and water, the male and the female, and the dolphins, not fish, mammals who breathe air but live in the water. So all these symbols of air and water and male and female, conscious and subconscious, mental and emotional. So to boil it all down, the main meaning of this card is the appropriate use of the mind and the heart. And so that's going to be one of the main tasks or things for you in this situation, Jamie, is to learn to use your mind and heart appropriately. Like, let's use an easy example. If you're a highly sensitive person, or it goes empathic, all right, you learn to use your mind to navigate and negotiate those emotions instead of just being overwhelmed by your feelings all the time. 8 of Swords. Again, the picture tells the story, being trapped in your head. That's think like overthinking, overanalyzing, etc. 8 of Pentacles. Lots of 8s and 9s. 8 of Pentacles. The card of the craftsman. It could be like the picture shows, like research or homework or learning, but I feel like this is more about the craftsman part of this card, where you're actually making something. Like, like your dad or somebody would say, make something of yourself. Instead of just the harsh or cynical interpretation of that, think of make something of yourself. Because, Jamie, a lot of people don't, instead of talking about other people, I'll tell you what I've learned. What I learned is I create my life and I create myself. Above my desk, where I see it every day, there's a sign that says, I design my life. Because I do. Now here's the secret. We are all creating our lives all the time, whether with conscious awareness or not. So why not do it with conscious awareness and with your will? Well, funny you should ask, because the next card's a Magician. Card number 1. Remember, the Fool is card number 0. So one of the main aspects of the Magician is a card of action that activates the Fool. The Magician takes the potential energy of the Fool and puts it into action. And look at him. He has in front of him these 4 symbols, which are basically your tools. To make a long story short, the Magician, you as the Magician, you have all the tools you need to create. So you don't need to figure out how to do it, or read a book, or take a class. The Magician says, create, create, create. Do it now. Well, what if I'm wrong? So what? I don't care. Do it now. Create. Make something of yourself. All right. So, Jamie, if you get a hold of this, see this video, got a question, let me know. Been 14 minutes. So I said I was going to say a little bit about other uses for tarot other than doing readings. Like I said, I've said, if you know me for more than 5 minutes, you hear me say, tarot is a picture language for talking with spirit. Let me check something here. Okay. And that's true. I believe it. You've also seen me reference this book, Tarot on the Journey of the Hero, by this German, Hans Bonzoff. I'm sorry, Haho Bonzoff, whatever it is. German guy. Love this book. It's my favorite tarot book by far. And if I'm going to do some kind of ritual or ceremony or something, I'm going to look at this book and see what this author says. Or use your intuition. Just say, okay. Like I said in the video last night, if I'm going to do some kind of ritual or ceremony to attract love. Very important ground rule about energy work. You never are going to do something to bend someone else's will. Well, I want to make Erin fall in love with me because she's so beautiful. No, do not. Instead, align yourself with that potential relationship. So the question would be like, what can I change? How can I adapt to be the person who's in this kind of relationship? So it's not at all about the other person. It's about you and what you want to create. And I said in that video last night, I would probably use the Two of Cups rather than the Lover's card. And as far as like an ideal, I might use the Empress. Because, oh, you want her to be a tall redhead? No. I want the symbolic significance of the Empress. Look, she has a symbol of love, the planet Venus. She's all about love. And if you're not doing it for love, what are you doing it for? You're not doing a love relationship spell. You're doing screwing, All right. That's enough for today. A little bit of a taste of what I was getting at about other uses of tarot. Got any questions? Leave them in the comments. Till next time, peace.